Hey everybody, David here from Team Powerhouse, the PowerCast every Tuesday night, live with you here. Very excited to have a very special guest. To be honest with you, it's probably the most nerve-wracking guest for me because it's my wife Valerie, which I am not only excited to have on the show, but we're going to keep it pretty real and pretty raw out here today because the life of a wife or a significant other as a realtor who I am and very busy on a daily basis, uh, puts a lot of pressure on my wife every day.
Sure.
And I just want to say thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
And
Finally.
finally,
Finally.
and I'm hoping that you'll feel comfortable telling everybody about your thoughts and feelings throughout
The
this
truth?
whole. Yeah, the truth, absolutely the truth. Because you know what, with this business, it's a lot, and I know it's a lot on you. And I know there's a lot of realtors out there. If you have a significant other that's involved in real estate, whether it's a boyfriend, a girlfriend, somebody in your family, that you're connected to them. It's a lot going on for that person, and I wanted people to know that it's normal or what to expect if you're thinking about getting in the business, because getting in this business is not easy, and it puts a lot on the person you love the most.
It does.
So, all right. So,
does.
in the past 16 years of my life, I've been and you've been through a lot of ups and downs. We've seen the market go up, we've seen the market go down, and you've been through a roller coaster of not only emotions, but income and many different significant things have happened in our families, right? So, talking about this with you and, you know, I want to know just what were your thoughts and feelings when I decided to go into real estate? It was just kind of a curveball, right?
Well, don't forget, it wasn't such a curveball because I was working for Mark and Lauren.
Yes, that's right.
So we were gently sort of massaging the idea.
So, as Val just mentioned, I used to work for a company called ERA Siegel Realty, working in Hamden for Mark and Lauren, who are amazing people to work
Yeah,
for.
they taught you a lot.
A lot. Wonderful people, love them, and I owe a lot of gratitude to them for my career today. And their father, who was my mentor that I followed around and just watched and learned from. It's a good point you bring up. It's a very important piece of the puzzle.
Big piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, big piece of the puzzle. So even though, so you are helping manage an office over there, and you're work. Talk about that a little bit.
So when I was working for them, let's see, I think there were about 10 to 13 agents. I started off as a receptionist, and then Lauren was very good at delegating different tasks.
She is a great delegator.
Yeah.
Still today.
Yep. And I just kept taking more tasks on, and I did a lot.
You did do a lot.
I enjoyed it, though. Sorry, I'm having some headphone issues.
Your hair looks great. You're beautiful. You sound great on the mic over here. And I'm sure everybody who's listening and watching. And by the way, as we're doing this podcast over here, if you have any questions you want to ask Val or myself for that matter, please do that. Get on Facebook, get on Instagram, ask the questions on YouTube, etc. Let's talk about that for a minute. Make sure if you're not already subscribed, please go to our YouTube channel, Team Powerhouse Real Estate. Hit subscribe. This way you can catch our podcast live every week and also watch them later on. Please go to our real estate channel or our Instagram page on Team Powerhouse Real Estate, and also on Facebook. And we are also on Twitch and many other different elements. All right, going back to Miss Valerie. Yes. So I get in the business.
So you get in the business. So, as I was working in the business as well, I saw how financially lucrative it could be. And I was excited for you to start. I knew that you would be somebody. But with the financial lucrativeness comes a lot of dedication and hard work and time and emotion. So it was a lot. It was a lot. And you took off, you soared. You were great. You were great.
But what was it like for you as the wife? What was it like for you to deal with somebody who's on the phone all the time?
Well, I really didn't know specifically what I was getting into at that point.
Yeah.
it was more so when the market crashed, when I guess there was less business and how much more you had to be away.
I want to know about your experience of me being tied to real estate versus where I was before, and what was like for you not being available, not being home, you know, being on the phone a
Well,
lot.
in the beginning,
Yes.
I had a lot of support from family
Yes.
and friends.
Yes.
So we made it work, just like we're making it work now. I made it work. We made it work. But,
Okay.
Obviously having you not there as often has its own challenges.
What were your expectations from me when I was in real estate? Were there any expectations you had at all that you kind of
It wasn't
felt?
more expecting. It was, praying and hoping that you'd be successful
Okay.
because it's a whole different business.
That's true. What was on your mind that time when I got in the business? I mean, because there were like nights where I was up till 1 o'clock in the morning. Actually, it's still till today.
Till today.
But I mean, back in the day, I was learning how to use a computer and going
I
at the
know.
computer and putting things in. So, what were you going through? Because I wasn't there watching what you're doing. Here we have a child, right?
Yeah,
So,
I
talk
really
about that a little
wasn't
bit.
paying attention to what you were going through. I was with Daniel.
Oh my goodness! All right.
Sorry.
How would you describe my schedule on a daily basis for yourself?
So your schedule is very busy, and whether it be 16 years ago or today, your nights and weekends are very consumed with your work.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. We do try and make time for each other
Right.
and make time for our family.
I'm grateful
kids.
for whatever time I can get. Like this time, I'm liking this. We're on this,
Yes.
and we're forced to speak to each other and not fight.
Nothing wrong with being forced to speak with your wife or significant other, and it's not forced.
And I have to behave.
You have to behave right now.
Yeah.
No, be yourself. Let
I
everybody
am
see.
myself. Thanks a lot.
I'm just kidding. When you said I have to behave, you're always pretty well behaved. I would say you don't get too great. Well, that's not so true. There are ups and downs and highs and lows and everything else, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
All right. So, if I asked you, well, I kind of asked you already, but the whole busy schedule, like what is something that you're doing? For example, talk about I'm home,
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the phone, I'm downstairs,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got Drew with you. How are you like doing everything? How is a mom or a dad who's got a significant other or whatever that's in this business taking care of the house and taking care of the home and
Well,
keeping
fortunately now my schedule has given me more time to organize my time. I can manage my time better.
Let's talk about 16 years ago.
Okay.
Because a lot's happened, right? People don't know.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm living in today, the moment. You think I can remember back 16 years ago?
Okay, 16 years ago. Danny's 3, 4, 5 years old, right?
Yeah.
Actually 2 years old. And he's 2 years old. You're a new mom, right?
A new mom.
And you've got, eating time and you've got all these different things happening.
He was in daycare.
Uh-huh.
And
I was on the road all day long, but nighttime and crazy. And
like I said, your parents and my parents played a very big factor.
What about people today who don't have that? How does it work for them? Because we don't have it now. Our parents are not close by at all.
I know. And I'm grateful that the close friends that we have been able to make things possible so that we can function.
Yes, but I'm talking about the people out there who are watching that they don't have.
You have to be very organized. You have to prepare yourself financially.
Yes.
It's not like working in a store or any other business where you can just have the instant income in the next paycheck. You have to financially and mentally prepare for not getting paid for 3 to 6 months.
That's pretty real, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of stress on the family.
I mean, yeah, and I guess we didn't prepare very well in the beginning.
No, we definitely we didn't
And
prepare very well because the market was so
it
crazy,
was
and
crazy.
we were like
But we didn't
crushing it.
prepare for what
What's
was
gonna
going to
what was
happen.
coming, right?
Who would have not? Who would have thought?
2008 hits, boom, the market shuts down
Mhm.
and everything stops. And I'm out knocking on doors, making phone calls, no income coming in, um, bills to pay, things to do. And a lot of things that people don't realize in this business or any kind of sales business is that because it's good right now doesn't mean it's good tomorrow. So you have to learn
Right.
how to invest and to be
Invest.
successful. We also didn't know much about investing back when we were younger. We were
No.
younger, we had, oodles of cash, let's say, in the bank, right? And people today, they've all this cash in the bank, or they need to start learning how to invest their money, get a financial advisor,
Right.
plan for the future, right?
Hmm.
And in this business, it's great, and it's very demanding. It's very demanding of myself. It's very demanding of you as my wife, who's an amazing wife, by the way.
Thank
She's
you.
very she doesn't talk much about her. I expected a little more from her right now, but what I'm saying to you is because she's not good at talking about herself. Organized is an understatement. You have to be extremely organized to maintain and run a family as you do. I mean,
As do all moms and wives
and dads who are
and
involved,
dads.
because listen, there are women out there who are full-time realtors and
Hmm.
their husbands are home.
I guess the best advice I can give is to help plan for the rainy day, because it could rain, and God forbid.
Right, it definitely could rain. Let's talk about the pros and cons of my job for our family. What would you say are some pros and cons?
Um, Pros and cons. Well, a big pro was that you were, while I was at work during the day, as you were too, since a lot of your clients require their their free time is at night and on the weekends, which I was available. You were able to be there for school things and sports things, while I was at work, and doctor's appointments and whatnot.
That's a very good point. There's definitely the pros of being available for your kids during the daytime,
Mhm.
or going to the school events,
Right.
and being involved with different. I remember I was the only dad at the events at school, which was always cool.
Sorry, Dan.
Yeah, no, but you know what? He had a great time. We had a lot of fun, and all the moms got very friendly within the classes,
I
and
know. I
got
know.
very friendly, and
Hmm.
it was a nice really part of my life to get to have that. And there's definitely some pros of the business.
Hmm.
But again, the night times became very challenging, and they still are today, where I come home from, let's say, a day of whatever I'm doing, and I'll tell you about my wife is she is what my mom would call her a balabusta, right? How would you use that word? It's like somebody who is very homemaker. She's an amazing homemaker that will always make sure that the house is in order. I think when you're
I try.
involved with a significant other, whoever that person is,
Hmm.
two girls, two guys, husband and wife, whatever it is, that person who's home for you is really making a happy home, and making sure that things are organized when you do come home, including there always being food on the table.
Hmm.
And I'm grateful for that because I'll
Well, the
eat.
most important thing in life, to me, is stability. Um, and I want to make sure that that's what I incorporate in my home for my kids and for you.
I definitely will agree with that, and you're very good at it. And I'll say to you all out there who are watching and listening, again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Valerie is somebody she's unique on many levels to me and our family because of what she brings to the table in this relationship. What she does on a daily, going to work, she's organized. Coming home, you have to be ultra organized. And playing with special little kids, if you got more than one, and they're within a couple of years apart, that's
I
tough.
know it
You
is.
know,
I don't know how everyone else has done it with having kids close in age. Um, it's it's challenging,
very challenging.
especially for me. The most challenging part is that I'm just much older than I was. Like,
I don't know that people will believe you're much older.
well,
Just because
I'm
you're not in
just
your
saying.
20s anymore doesn't mean you're much older.
I
You know,
mean,
you know what?
in
Honestly,
our circle of people that we know, no
yeah,
one has a 3-year-old, but
that is true. 3.5.
3.5. But that's fine.
But today, the average family is having children later.
I know.
They're having children later, and they've done many more things maybe in life that we haven't done.
I guess what happened in between having Daniel and Drew, I was like starting to mentally decompress. Okay. And I like got so decompressed that I had to like jump into it real fast. And it just like, it's hard after it's challenging. I don't want to say it's hard. It's great. I love her.
You definitely love her, and she's an amazing little munchkin, and you're doing a great job. I think we're doing a great job as a team. And more importantly, just knowing that when it comes to this relationship in this business, which is what I'm kind of gearing at, is how important it is to have stability at home. Right, for sure. What's your relationship with like my cell phone? Again, it's been 16 years. So like, how do you
Don't
feel
talk about the cell phone.
We have to talk about the cell phone a little bit.
I hate the cell phone. Sorry.
Okay.
It's going off right there.
Yeah.
Everyone that's on your things, every person that's on your contacts knows that you're in the thing.
Yes.
That you're on the podcast.
Yes, they do. But
so it's not just, I'm sorry, the phone is part of your job. I get it. Lots of people, your clients,
yes,
our food calls you. I get that.
Yes.
I'm sensitive to that.
But
now that you're on this and TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, it's like you're just it's always there.
So that is true.
The part that I dislike the most.
And you know what? I can appreciate that. But with the business as it changes, right? And needing to be available to you, the people, for many years, you've asked me to come out and do something like this. Why aren't you doing a podcast? Why aren't you doing something where you're talking about what you do and how you get your business done? I get it from realtors. I get it from friends. Family's been talking about it. I love this aspect of it. It's a lot of fun, and it's good to interview people. And more importantly, it's to educate the people out there, people who are listening, people who can relate. And they care about you and I. They want to know that we're okay, but they also need to know, more importantly, what's involved in this whole process. There are a lot of people.
It's the biggest change, which is like just part of growing up with your spouse. You just have to plan for the future, plan for the rainy day. And, you're all going to learn together.
Yes.
Because it's every spouse. It's any spouse that has a working spouse.
Well, I don't know if it's all the same, because most husbands and wives come home, or spouses come home, let's say by dinner time, and they're kind of there, and the phone goes down and no one's on the phone calling them, and they have that time together with the kids and the family. So it's definitely not the same. Listen, there are a lot of businesses that you and I know, people that are involved in sales. We have friends who are in medical sales. We have friends who are mortgage brokers. We have friends who are in different aspects of their life where they're on the phone all the time.
I know.
Right? And
it's hard. It's hard, but it is what it is.
But we've also seen divorce happen. We've seen lots of divorce over the last 16 years. And when the market crashed, going back to that.
We can't use the D word.
The D word? Okay. But here's what's going to happen. It happens, and it's important to make sure that you don't fall into that downhill funnel of horribleness.
Listen.
Yes.
Before you got into real estate, well, even now, we have a very good relationship, I think. It's solid. It's strong. And if this is good, then that's all that matters. You could do real estate, you could do mortgages, you could be a doctor, you could be a bum. I don't know, like any job. But if you have a good foundation.
Yes, this is true.
There are obstacles that you could get over. And I want to tell you that.
Yes. Oh, geez, here we go.
No, I want to tell you that I'm very proud of you.
She's going to make me cry on TV over here.
No, really. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Like, never in 22 years we've been together that I thought I'd we'd be doing this together. We're not doing it together, you're doing it, but I would be a guest on your show or podcast. I'm proud of you. You're a hard worker, you're loyal, and you're honest. And I'm really proud of you. I really am.
Thank you. I
And it's
appreciate that very
important for the
much.
people to know that.
Yes, I appreciate that very much. I think it's because, well, it's, how we were raised. From our parents, I think our foundation is strong because of upbringing, maybe I would say. And I would say to you that there's a lot of things involved here, but it's important. Val mentions about a foundation, and your relationship with your partner has to be solid from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that as you become more and more in tune with yourself, it really builds that ability to have challenges in whatever business you're going to be in. People give up too easy, more today than ever before. And I'm grateful because you didn't give up on me, because when that market crashed in 2008, we lost everything. We just
Right.
bought a house.
I know.
And literally lost everything.
I signed the thing.
You signed the ketubah. The marriage
for better or
certificate.
for worse, in sickness and in health.
Yeah, you definitely did. That was a rough
For
time.
richer and for poorer.
We definitely were the poor. But you know what I always tell people is, when you hit the bottom, if you have the wine life that is stronger than anything, and it should be your family, that drives you to be successful. Your why needs to be so strong that no matter what happens in your life, that you will always succeed. And that's what it is. It's my why. My why is my family, my kids, my
You're
wife.
verklempt.
I am all jammed up over here. I'm getting teary-eyed.
Don't get
no
teary-eyed.
surprise. I cry easily.
Is that water?
It is water. It was burning.
That'll
before.
help.
Yeah.
That'll help.
All right. So more questions for you. Does anybody have any questions online, by the way, yet?
No.
We got I know we have a lot of people watching over here today, and we have a lot of people we know and don't know. Our Instagram and our Facebook account has blown up over the last few weeks, which is pretty cool.
It's probably because you were out west.
I was out west visiting
the wild west.
The Wild West, seeing my sister and brother-in-law, and PK did a great job, by the way, that last show.
He did.
He
rocked it.
He completely
he did rock
amazing. And he's very real and very raw. And that's what people need to see. People need to know and see raw and real. And that's why people have to see and meet you, because a lot of people don't know who my wife is. The ones who do know, I'm proud for them to see. But I want the whole world to know who you are, because you are you're me. You're a family. You're a foundation. And that's why it's another important reason to come out and show here to see you today. Oh, you got a question over here.
Oh, God.
Val, what is your biggest challenge with Dave's work hours?
Do you want to mention who asked that question?
Pat.
Okay.
Pat.
Who else?
Pat. Who else? The most challenging part of the work hours is the dinner time hour, like the dinner time of preparing dinner. But now that Daniel is away at college, which I don't like to talk about, that's one less meal that I have to cook. So there was Drew's meal, and then Daniel's meal, and then David's meal. And, with a toddler, and they're running around and they're pulling, it was a challenging time of day.
But I ate anything Danny ate. He just had more.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone got something different.
Oh, that's so funny. You always done a good job with the preparing of food, and still do today, which is why I'm not skinny, of course. Actually, that's more bad late night eating habits. All right. Another question for you. What is your favorite thing about being married to a real estate agent? Me, a real estate agent who is very busy.
That you're not here.
No, seriously. What? Yeah, me not being around. Is that your favorite part?
No, I mean, I think that when you're around less, there's less bickering.
Interesting point. Pat, by the way, that plan we had for tomorrow night, I'm on.
No. Sorry, I'm having a truly, people.
She's having a drink. She needs a little extra something to drink over here.
No, not that you're not there, but what do I like best? That you're able to take care of us as a family.
How about the fact that
financially,
right, that we're able to have more options later on in life to travel and do things, right? Is there anything that you would change? Is there anything that you would change about me as a realtor, or how I read this question is anything you would change about being married to a realtor? If there's anything you're willing to change about being married to a realtor, anything any change
you
that
can't change. It doesn't work. If you change it, it's not going to work.
it's true. That's a
It's
very
not
good
going to
point.
work. I
It's a very good point.
ideally, I wish that people called you between 9 and 5.
Yeah.
I mean, but I
That's
get
not
it.
the life of a realtor.
It's not the life of a realtor.
Not a realtor who is successful and works hard. Because here's the problem, and not the problem, but the reality.
Right.
People work in the daytime. They need their realtors, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they get home from work, and we can message back and forth and talk a little bit during the daytime, but they need us at night.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking to be a realtor, you need to know that they need you.
You need a lot of time.
Because you're making the most important purchase or sale of your life, and you need to make
expensive.
Sure the
purchase.
Most expensive and the most important investment of your life. So that's why it's important for us always to be on that expectation and understanding, because the client really needs to feel that we're always there for them.
And you are.
And
thank you. There's no one better.
Sorry. And no, it's when it comes to like
you're very dedicated to what you do. You have a good work ethic. You have a strong work drive. And yeah.
I appreciate that, baby. All right. So what would be the best piece of advice you would give to somebody out there who has a significant other who's a realtor? Some advice.
Just be patient, and vulnerable, and be prepared for any mood to walk through the door. It could be, oh my God, this went so well, or we didn't find anything, we have to go back, and highs and lows and ups and downs.
The emotional roller coaster of a realtor.
Yeah.
We definitely have highs and lows, and it's important to stay as much as we can on the level, but there are things we can't control,
Yeah.
And the client's moods, it becomes something you wear on your shoulders as a realtor, because you want nothing but them to have success. And when they're disappointed, you feel that disappointment.
Of course.
And it hurts you because they're disappointed,
But that's not your fault.
No, it's not about fault. It's just a matter of...
It's not your fault if a client walks into a house and they don't like it.
Never. But what happens is, forget about that. That's not even the concern about them not liking a house. It's when they have problems through the process of buying a house, or the seller has a problem during the process of selling a house.
It's inevitable.
It is inevitable. You're right, 100%. But as a professional, as somebody who takes the pride and care of your clients, you wear that, and that's what happens. You come home. So sometimes, I come home and I'm not in the best of moods, or I've got like this, achy.
Well, that's what makes you more well seasoned.
That's true. That is very true. That's a good point. Over time and experience, it's life. It's time, experience, and the process of what you have to go through, and your clients need to understand and help them get through it. Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Let's see. Any other questions out there that we're out there? Okay, so we're getting close to time over here, and actually we are at 5:30. We're going to actually go into the next step. So let me just go back to thank you so much for being with us today. My wife, Valerie.
Thank you, guys.
She's amazing. I want to just let you all know, by the way, she has changed careers recently, and she's gone into the cosmetology world where she first started. Although now she's doing nails, skincare, makeup, waxing.
And I work with a wonderful group of women. I work at Esthétique on Whitney.
So if somebody wants to make an appointment, they can call you up and reach you out there. So maybe Jonathan can put the number on the screen.
203-248-2927.
All right. So Valerie works now at a place in Hamden called Esthétique, where she's doing a lot of skincare.
Skin, nails, pedicures, waxing, facials.
A couple more things I just want to throw out at my wife over here. First of all, an amazing mother. Uh, she has been one heck of a trooper in the last 16 years of this business. 22 years been together, 20 years married. Um, and I know that besides loving you more than anything in the whole wide world, it's been tough. And I know that I haven't always been the best at things that we go through in our relationships with sometimes communication. Although I'm pretty communicative, I probably sometimes too emotional, or things are highs and lows in this world and our business. Listen, we're all real people out there, and you are too, and you know what it's like. And you just want this whole process for me today was to bring my wife over here. So you guys out there, if you're thinking about being a real estate agent, or if you're involved in a relationship and you have some curveballs that come at you, listen,
it's normal.
It's normal. It's definitely normal. And to be as strong as you can for each other, and then raising kids together, and trying the best values as possible so that you
Which,
can.
by the way, Daniel, I miss you and I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you.
We definitely miss you very much, Danny boy. It's definitely something.
I love you, Daniel.
We love you very much. All right, so Jonathan, the next thing we're going to go through is the spinning wheel for the new tumbler for the clients. As you know, we give out a tumbler every week, and we appreciate the opportunity to give one to you. We're excited for you to have a chance to win. And Jonathan's going to hit that spinning wheel and see who's the winner.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Okay, Magoo 1212. And do you know if that's from TikTok, Instagram?
No, there's just so many at this point. Well,
Okay.
I'll look at all of them.
We're going to try and find you, but hopefully you're watching us so you can get a chance to have us send you this beautiful tumbler. Heather Knotts has made for us over here. You got to flip it around. That's your name on there.
That's the most important part.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So thank you so much for watching today.
Cheers.
It was an amazing show. And
everyone have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Have an amazing Thanksgiving. We have a special guest I'm going to tell you about in advance coming. Actually, I'm not going to tell them in advance. So 2 weeks from now, we have an amazing interview coming here with somebody you've seen on TV and movies.
Really?
Yeah, something very exciting. Anyway, so we'll get back to you on next week and we'll talk more about that. Anyway, have a great week and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks
guys.
so much.
One more thing.
Oh, one more thing.
Quick prayer.
Oh, here comes our little munchkin.
I want to do a quick prayer for Nick Emmerling.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Prayers to Nick Emmerling.
Prayers for Nick and his family after what happened recently on that horrible accident.
Prayers to you and your family.
Here's a little munchkin. This is Drew. Oh, yeah. She loves her daddy, who loves her so much. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the best hug in the whole world. Thank you so much. I love you.
Say hi, everybody.
Mwah. All right. So We'll talk to y'all soon, and have a great week.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.